Welcome, everybody. Greetings. I'm so excited that you're able to join us today. We have an awesome conversation lined up for you on today's Inflection Point podcast. Today, we have someone whose journey is pretty similar to mine, and his profession is very similar to mine. His name is Muriuki Murunge. Welcome.
Thank you.
So I met Muriuki actually when I was thinking about starting a podcast, isn't it?
Yes.
And I came to you and I was so glad that you were able to guide me. If I've never said thank you publicly, I'm saying thank you now. Asante sana. But also I thought that your story would be one that would be really interesting for our audience to get to hear, because a lot of them are people who are starting businesses, or they're thinking of starting, or they're already on their entrepreneurial journey and they want to make a change or a shift and they're not quite sure how to do it. So that's why we bring stories such as yours. So welcome, karibu sana.
Asante.
I think a good place to start is to ask you to introduce yourself. Of course, I've introduced you based on how I know you. So it would be nice to hear you introduce yourself.
Myself.
Yes.
Muriuki Murunge is my name.
Yes.
Managing Director of Adhive Group in East Africa. So essentially Adhive Group, it's based in South Africa. I just manage the East African market. So and that means Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda.
Okay.
So far, those are the countries that we have a bit of inroads into.
Okay.
For the moment.
So what's your typical, what do you do on a day-to-day basis? What's your work about?
Oh, day-to-day. So it's an agency. It's an ad agency.
Advertising
agency, technically. And the advertising agency scene has changed a bit.
Yes.
So for me, it's a new business. We started in 2022. We launched in November. So technically we started, let me say, just a launch, then 2023 was our first year of operation.
Okay.
So, now the plans we had was just to now test them.
Yes.
It has taken us almost 2 years to just kind of try also find where we need to be.
Yes.
So every day is a learning day. So now my day-to-day basis, what do I do essentially? We're still looking for clients.
Okay.
So it's more relationship based. That's what I'm learning more and more. It's not what you know more.
Yeah.
It's also seeking to understand the companies and, what are their pain points.
Yes.
And that means you also have to do a bit of research.
Yes.
You have also to keep on, scouting the market to see how do these brands communicate.
Yes.
And when I say brands, I think for us we've put a strategy which is a bit 360. 360 means, because you're still an upcoming agency. Here in Kenya, in South Africa, it's a bit different. They are 10 years ahead of us. So I think there's a disparity. Yes, there's things we are learning from them, but also from here we have a strategy where we say for the small clients, mid-tier and large clients, how do we approach them? So for me is to always keep on my eyes and ears to see who do I bring on board, whether it's insurance, essentially insurance side of things, banking, which I've been very pedantic on looking for, and also on the retail side, to be very honest, at the end of the day. So we are still on that phase. I'm also hands-on at the moment.
Yes.
I don't have a chance to sit and say, I'm the CEO or I'm the MD, not yet.
Yeah.
Still,
you're doing everything.
you're still doing everything.
Yeah,
no chance to relax.
one of the startups that I work with, I remember the CEO telling us that he's CEO, meaning his chief everything officer.
That's
so he does everything.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because from a cost aspect.
Yes.
So when you're not there, also you have to also ensure, you're part of the team in the sense that you're involved fully in terms before you kind of reach that situation where you have the latitude to enjoy.
Yeah, you've grown big enough to be able to hire a large team.
A large team.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I know from previous conversations that you started out in a big advertising agency in the country.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I was in one too, though not the same one.
Yeah.
So maybe you can tell us a little bit about that journey. How was it when you were in this big advertising agency? What was it like? I know it's a few years ago. And how is it now? I know even things have really shifted.
Well, it's not too long ago, but...
okay. Maybe it's just because for me it's long ago.
It's long ago, yeah. So for me, it was interesting.
Okay.
I think I joined, is it 2017, 2018? I think it's Ogilvy.
Yes.
Ogilvy Africa.
Yes.
So interestingly, I always wanted to join them, I think even... So I started in Australia. So when I was in Australia, I finished. But I wanted to join an agency, but I came back.
Okay.
Home.
Yes.
So when I came back home, initially the shock of coming back home, thinking, the environment you are in will be the environment you come into.
Yeah.
I think first of all, even I came direct to farming, essentially.
Oh. So you didn't.
Before
but what were you doing in Australia?
So I did in marketing and international business, a double major, essentially. So my background was still marketing. And you had seen all these things when when you're outside, you're always learning, and there are things you always wish you can come and implement, because there are things that are a bit far ahead. I don't. So when I came here, I think that dream of joining an agency even disappeared, because you had to deal with the realities of the ground at the moment. But an opportunity came up to join MultiChoice. So GoTV, it was that period of digitization. So I joined GoTV as a customer care agent.
Okay.
Taking phones.
Yes.
That was the hardest job.
Yes.
But that was
taking
also,
phones. What was difficult about it?
Listening to people and their pain points, because people have already paid for their services.
Yes.
So your job is, I think I have an era E60, now do I clear it at the end of the day? And then it was a mass market product. So yes, you still used to service DSTV clients and stuff. But to be very honest, also it turned out to be one of the best jobs, in the sense that it gave me an essence of understanding customers from their pain points. So every day you're trying to solve customer pain points.
That's true.
Because these guys have paid for their services.
Yes.
They cannot be able to view TV.
Yes.
So other questions are like, used to be called keyboard warriors.
Yes.
Social media back then, around 2014, 2015, there. So customer service. And then I think customer service, then we went to social media. I think we had that knowledge a bit. And then we were trained, some guys from South Africa. Then later on, I think I quit, towards the end of, 2016? I think I had enough of taking phone calls and social media and keyboard warriors and stuff like that.
Okay.
But then I think I left for, I took like a sabbatical break of a whole year. Never applied for a job. I went to full chicken farming.
Okay.
Full chicken farming.
Wow.
So when even Ogilvy called, I was still in the farm. I think it's my friend who had given out my CV somewhere, and I never updated it, and I got a chance to come back to agency.
Okay.
A place I'd wanted to come 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was the right time, a bit more mature.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up in an agency.
Okay.
And to me, coming back to the agency was, the learning was just phenomenal.
Yes.
You handle so many brands. It's like, I think always, for a market, I hope and wish maybe someday if people had an opportunity to work in an agency, they would take it up, because, you do brands, whether it's banking, retail, pharmaceutical, manufacturing, like retail.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it was that learning of being exposed to all these strategies, knowing that it's you guys who are creating what the brand looks like outside.
Yeah.
That is a fulfilling journey to be part of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also a pretty intense one. I remember also from my days at McCann and Scan Group. I started out in Media Initiative, and then I I started out in the media side, buying media. Those days we used to buy media, buy TV spots and, full page adverts in the newspapers, and then now it's all digital marketing. So that was interesting, but it was very intense. So how did you, or was it as intense? Maybe it was just intense. My time. Was it also?
It's always intense, to be very honest. Late nights.
Yes, very late nights.
Also in terms of workload, but also a lot of responsibility. You're responsible for other people's brands.
Yeah.
So for me, I remember, I think I had a stint with KQ.
Yeah.
If I have to mention them. And sometimes you have to keep watch of what is happening, what are people saying at the end of the day. And so the responsibility is yours. You're the one who's doing the reports, you're part of the strategy team. So the responsibility is also humongous, because you cannot just go and switch off fully. You have to keep on, peeping and seeing, what's happening. So I think it teaches you also responsibility in terms of also, because these are brand worth billions or millions that you are responsible for, and it's just maybe you and your other teams who are responsible for understanding what's happening. So for me, that sense of responsibility was amazing, to be very honest. But for me, it's the learning.
Yeah.
Because today you are a year, there's always something different. Maybe today you're working on a alcoholic brand. The next time you're in a health brand. Then you start realizing everything is the same. What is very different, the strategy journey is the same. It's just the categories are different, whether you're in the health sector, whether you're in the manufacturing sector. And so for me, I started feeling as if everything is just the same. But the beauty is now you have all this knowledge on your end on how to create brands, the brand story, the identity of the brand. So it's always an enjoyable journey. And also the clients on the other side,
yes,
they keep you accountable.
The clients were good. In fact, I was going to add, I think for me, one of the best lessons I actually got was from my clients. I think they taught me how to manage brands and how to run them and how to express the passion I have for the brand.
True.
So they actually taught me even a lot of leadership because how they used to treat me. Now, when I moved from ad agency now into the corporate field as a marketer, now as marketing manager, and I was the one now working with the agencies, I realized how they used to treat me is what I brought in. So, of course, I removed the bad things.
Yeah.
I didn't keep the good things.
Yes.
Yeah. But I actually learned so much from my clients. Some of them who are still my good friends up to today. Yeah.
And that's the beauty, to be very honest, when you've gone to agency, then you cross over to client side.
Yes.
And from a leadership aspect, depending with who you are as a person, I think the things you don't like taking with you, which you feel like used to be a bit, especially people, how you treat people.
Yes.
I mean, one of the things I think for me, I used to be a silent observer. I never used to be ukombele sana. I used to do my work.
Yeah.
I was like a quiet guy.
Yes.
So just do what I need to do, and but also very observant at the end of the day. But also that's also what I took when I started the agency. There are things I said to myself, I would never want to subject employees to such in any way. Okay. But that is from a leadership aspect, which I think have been immersed by fire, by force.
By force, by fire.
Oh, my Lord.
So how did you make the jump? What happened? How did you move from Ogilvy to this new one?
Initially, yeah. So initially what happened was I'd gone to South Africa for a holiday. And I think I came back. And when I came back in the office, I think I'll never forget, the lady was on the PR side of things. I've forgotten her name. I've forgotten her. I remember it. She told me there's somebody from South Africa who wants to know something about digital. Okay. So I was fresh from South Africa, so I just said to myself, okay, well, let me just understand what it is. So I met a guy called, now my immediate boss, Jomo. So this guy from South Africa, he runs this agency. He wanted to expand to Africa, to East Africa. And he had tried, but it was not successful. So and so he was given my number. I called him, just wanted to understand what he wants essentially. Then he told me he wants to expand to East Africa. He thinks East Africa, and most of Nairobi is sees a lot of activities happening there, and it's a market they would want to expand to. So I was like, Nairobi is an amazing place. It's the capital city. Well, it's the financial district of East Africa. If you want to look at it that way. And all he did is he requested me to just do for him an analysis of the Kenyan market. And so I did for him an analysis of the East African market and sent to him just to have an idea of what is Africa, the digital penetration rate within East Africa. And the guy told me, I'm coming in I think in 2 weeks. And that was a bit shocking. Okay. Because I just send you a report and you tell me you want in
so he actually got onto a plane, he came?
Oh, he came.
And then when he came, what happened?
So when he came for a week. So I used to work every evening after work. So initially I did for him an itinerary just to have a feel of the city as a foreigner. So he's a Ghanaian originally, but he had been in South Africa for I think 23 years. So let him come, just see what is in Nairobi, explore Nairobi. I think I'd organize for him a few meetings just to keep also him busy during the day, because we used to meet in the evening after work. And for 5 days, excluding the weekends, he was just amazed. The culture, we went to the matatus in Nairobi, looking at the billboards, the malls, what brands were there, just for him to relate. nyama choma, the kawaida also thing, aspect of it. And that is even how we bonded, to be very honest. I think it was his intention in terms of East Africa, because it's also very rare you tell somebody about East Africa and they hop into a plane within the next
he's quite adventurous. That's
he was essentially ready for this. But so he came and he really was happy, but also we put a stop to, so we started exploring what it would look like coming to Kenya. But I remember during COVID 2019, COVID came 2020. We're still going through the conversation. 2020 came, and the conversation stalled for the next 2 years.
Oh.
Yeah. COVID came, you're working from home.
Yes.
Nothing much, and then revived the conversations 2022 around, say, June.
Okay.
Yes, or beginning of the year. So what's the plan? I think digital acceleration has really taken place. Guys have been working from home. So it's either we do it now or never. So then he was like, Muriuki, let's do it. So remember, I'm also an owner of the company, because, from, I'm an owner, yes, as much as I'm an employee, but also I'm also partly an owner of the company.
Okay.
And so it's like, Muriuki, you've been doing the heavy lifting.
The groundwork.
The groundwork and everything.
Yeah.
We registered the company, and voila.
Yeah.
The rest was now.
You know what I like? What I like about your story, Muriuki, is just that what you've just shared about how this person called your friend, your colleague, and you called him back.
Yes.
So, there are many opportunities that come our way, by the way.
Yes.
And we just ignore them. Say,
True.
Sasa ni nani huyu ananipigia kutoka South Africa? Who are they? What do they want?
By the way.
And you completely... So imagine if you had actually not done anything.
By the way, you're very
And now at least you're co-owner, you're running this agency. I'm sure it's not easy, but at least it's something that you're doing. You've stepped out.
True.
Which I think is really, really awesome.
I think that's a very also important point of how opportunities come, and also sometimes how we lose opportunities.
Yeah.
Sometimes is interest. Just listening in. It may be a meeting which you've been called to come. And you say no. Maybe sometimes you come to that meeting and you realize there's an opportunity. My opportunity point was, this person had been cheated a couple of times when he was trying to come here. So for me, I didn't ask him for any money or anything, or pay me or do me anything. If you feel like you want to pay me, it's okay for it. But I never asked him for a single coin. And that bit for also trust. Because I think trust in our also industry, but also the people you deal with, such an important currency for people to feel safe with you, that they can trust you at the end of the day. I think for me that was the learnings that I picked from even my journey there. To be very honest, I wouldn't say I was the most ever qualified person on the job or anything. I believe there are people who could be and better. But also at the same time, there are also other qualities that you bring to the table beyond just one quality. Because also leadership, also you need to be a bit all-rounded, to be honest, as a first phase of before we start at the end of it all.
I like that. That's really good. So trust, actually you're right. Trust is a very underrated, is it a skill?
It's also it's a currency that you bring also to the table. Because also you're dealing with people's monies here.
Yes.
In terms of also how they feel, is this somebody I can rely on? Because if you cannot trust you, then they can also not rely on you, essentially. Or I can rely on you, but I cannot trust you. Also, those are two different aspects.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
So part of the learnings.
That is a good learning. It's been quite a journey.
Yes.
So as we close out, is there one thing now that you've been doing this for 2-3 years?
No, it's not an easy journey. It's sometimes you question your sanity.
Yes.
And the reason you say question your sanity is nothing is easy. Building is not easy, to be very honest. And I think people need to be told the reality of either running businesses that comes with it, but also it's also not very hard. One of the things I've said to myself, I'm a student of life, always learning, and one thing is I inquire a lot. If I don't know anything, I will ask.
You ask.
Let me look like a fool, but also having people to hold you. So one of the things that happened was the South African office really, also from capital injection, but also supporting us, was an advantage. Not every day you get that aspect of being supported to be able to stabilize.
Yeah.
And also the exchange of technology, because for them, I think, as we've morphed more even to a data-driven agency, you remember now we share the technologies at the same time. So whatever you get from South Africa is what you get here. And one of the things also from my bit, I've tried to do, and also from a learning category, was because one thing also, sorry to interject, that also I learned initially was South African businesses used to fail a lot. The question was to
is that
ourselves,
so?
in the sense that within the context of the landscape of most South African, when you look at game, how they closed, builders, why they closed.
Yes.
So also we wanted to ask ourselves.
Oh, you mean South African businesses
which are here
in Kenya? Yes.
So also we wanted to learn against those tides so that we have an understanding as we come to the market.
Yes.
So it's also good to learn and understand the market and the cultural nuances, so that also you don't fault very quickly. So those are the simple things for me I've tweaked as I enter also into leadership. Leadership has been an every single day learning, is also having mentors to work with you. I think that one has been a guiding factor.
Yes.
You cannot do this alone. You need people to work with you, people who've been ahead of you. And please consult, ask. People are ready to walk the journey with you. There's nothing which has never been done that would be too difficult for you.
Yeah.
So the rest is now where innovation comes.
Yeah. I like it. So be open to asking questions. And then look for support. Have a strong support system. And I also like what you said about leadership. And I think it's also comes across, you are a good leader for yourself.
Yes.
You see, if you hadn't brought out those leadership aspects when you were making the call, maybe we would not be seated here. You know what I mean? So it's good to develop, invest in yourself, and have strong leadership skills. I think that those are really good nuggets.
The rest now is you pushing the
Yes.
It's never the easy bit. But there's reward, to be honest. Consistency then also becomes the key.
And there's a reward at the end.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
There is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Asante sana.
Muriuki, that was a really good conversation.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate your time and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And for everyone else, if anyone wants to be able to reach out to Muriuki, I will actually put his contact details as well, just down below, and feel free to reach out directly to him. Asante sana. Thank you.
Thank you.